Good evening, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, with a quick crypto update. First, let's start off with Bitcoin, US dollar, Bitcoin also. Another hard fork, Bitcoin Gold's going to be spinning off. So that's just a fundamental input to see how it affects us from a technical pattern side. Right now, 4-hour chart rotation zone against us. So anything we do is now getting more and more conservative because we're still looking for our targets into the rotation zone. What we're watching now, we have a new defining point on our trend line, 55.50. So we're watching for a close below that and the 55.21 level, which is a key Gann level. If we do, then the next target's lower, 54.50, then 53.85, and then possibly all the way down to 52.75. We'll be watching for strong reversal patterns at any of those levels to see if we can take advantage of a reversal play that will then have a target within the rotation zone. Just checking on the daily, keeping stuff in perspective. You can see here that 75% Gann level, 53.85 is just inside the bottom of the daily rotation zone. If it does spike through there, then watch for the 52.75 level. Keep in mind, we still have on the weekly, if these levels are broken and we get a much bigger pullback, the weekly level we're watching for right now, which is going to keep rising, is right around this 49.50, essentially the 5,000 level. And this is a prior major breakout zone. So further weakness, remember back in September, week of September 4th and the 11th, pretty big pullback, dropping from about 40, let's see, what was the high? About 46.80 level, all the way down to a low within a 2-week period of 29.80. Scared a lot of people to death. Don't want anybody to be scared. Should we pull back? We could easily pull back from the highs last week, which were 61.99.90. It would be well within the rotation zone concept to pull back to this 5,000 level. Easy, and we could even pull back. The next key level below that is 4,600, which is the prior candle body breakout zone. Talk about reversal patterns a lot. So let me use this as some teaching moment and switch over to Ethereum, and I can show you, and then we'll look at IOTA and we'll show you some reversal patterns in both those that could have been taken advantage of. So here we have Ethereum. We talked the other day, came down, tested our significant level and the 50% Gann level. We were watching for a reversal pattern. We finally got a very nice reversal pattern. This is a 4-hour chart you're looking at. Now keep in mind this was against the rotation zone, so it was aggressive and the target was outside the rotation zone. Just want to point that out to everybody. This was an aggressive trade, but we had a lot of momentum. What this did form was a inverse head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder right down here formed on the 23rd. So yesterday, our time zone. Then the head formed on the 23rd later in the day. And then the right shoulder formed again slightly later. So you had shoulder, head, shoulder. Here's the neckline. You're watching for a trade above the neckline, and it took off. Full target was 299.64, just in front of the key 300 level. Continued to go higher, but now it's essentially pulled back to the first target. Let's just check in again on the 4-hour C. That was beyond the rotation zone, so that was an aggressive trade. And on the daily, it's always important to keep the daily in mind too. It was against the rotation zone, but it was within before the target was before the flat 50 and the 8, so it wasn't that bad on the daily. Now what we're going to be watching for is how it reacts on this pullback. We don't really want to see it get on a closing basis back below this 296 level, and preferably not below the 298 before rotating back up. It's got to hold the first cross rotation zone. Otherwise, this could just be a big breakout and then snap back, which will sucker a lot of people in. So again, we're still being patient because of the rotation zone setup on the daily chart. So here's IOTA starting off with the daily chart. This is again a very aggressive trade. We had nice long-tailed candles though, which helps out when you get these strong reversal patterns, especially at key levels down here. The first stop reduction target was within the rotation zone. The next two targets were outside, so it still was an aggressive trade considering the daily setup. Here's the 4-hour. You can see this falls into our rules for a very nice double bottom setup. Closed above the peak, pulled back nicely. First cross rotation zone, so either taking on the close or a pullback entry. Stop reduction target. First profit target, 0.47452. Second profit target, 0.4967, essentially lined up with 0.4957 area and the flat 200. So we had a significant level, the full profit target in this reversal pattern, and the flat 200 all lining up. So again, we are not going to push things beyond there because of the rotation zones on the daily chart and where everything was. And now you see it pulling back. Similarly to Ethereum, we're going to see how it reacts to kissing this old trend line goodbye and the rising rotation zone to see if it can find some support in these areas and then turn back up. So again, we're not being aggressive on IOTA. We've already done the aggressive trade. It's completed. Now we're letting some further price action play out. Hoping you guys are learning to spot some of these key patterns. We introduced a new one today for you, and you can start looking for more and more of these in your own trading. That's what we have for you on our Bitcoin update, Ethereum and IOTA for this evening. Talk to everyone soon. Thanks for all the emails and all the comments and everything you guys are doing. We appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.